All
All
right.
right.
We're doing the Sony panel, right? Or is it
No,
which one?
no, we're doing the Paramount panel
Paramount.
first.
Everyone's favorite studio.
The first thing he does is come out and lie his ass off about 45-day window. The first thing he does is like, we're buying Warner Brothers and we're doing the 45-day window. And I'm like, bull fucking shit.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised his nose didn't grow like Pinocchio or something.
Yeah, he's a salesman.
Well, that's what they do. They sell the shit out of it. Okay. Well, at Paramount, we've already demonstrated since launching the new company just 8 months ago our ability to increase output with 15 films currently dated for 2026, up for 8 in 2025, said Ellison. We want to tell even more great stories on the big screen, stories that make people think, laugh, dream, wonder, and feel bullshit, and we want to share them with as a broad an audience as possible. A stunning short film celebrating Paramount Pictures' past, present, and future, directed by new Paramount talented John M. Chu, preceded Ellison's remarks. The short was narrated by Tom Cruise and featured a dizzying array of stars and filmmakers, including Timothy Chalamet, Tanya Taylor, Mark Wahlberg, Margaret Qualley, and Colin Turner, Will Smith, Molly Ringwald, Travis Scott, John Krasinski, Isa Ray, and the Duffer Brothers.
Issa Rae.
Issa Rae. Sorry if I'm butchering the name. Yeah, but anyway, what did you really think about this whole thing about him talking about the stake into the 45-day theatrical window, which he kind of contradicted that with Scary Movie 6 and Jackass number 6? Starting with you, Jake.
No, let the other guys have the pound. Come back to me because
okay, fair enough. How about you, Ryan?
Somebody play the Ron White bullshit clip. I need to see it.
Bullshit.
I think that pretty much sums my thoughts up right there. But at the end of the day, I'll keep this one short. It really all comes down to execution, because he can talk and talk and talk all he wants. At the end of the day, it's all about the execution. I don't think he has the gas, but if he does, I will be surprised. But my hopes are not high.
TJ, how about you?
He sounds like your typical politician, trying to get votes to get into office, and he's lying through his teeth. And seeing's believing. People are not stupid. You can say whatever you want to say until we see something on screen, a slate of movies that we want to see. Hey, man, Paramount's been just shitting the bed for a long time, and this is not making it any better. It's unfortunate, but I don't believe a word he says. Seeing is believing.
How about you, Jake?
Okay, so my feelings are known. I think he is a fucking lying piece of shit because he literally, remember how he says 45-day window when Scream 7, which did really well over the, it is their highest grossing movie this year so far, Scream 7. That movie came out under the 45-day window and is already out on streaming. Yet, he and Primate, also a movie of theirs, came out before the 45-day window, and yet you want us to entrust you when two of your movies, and one of your movie was the highest grossing movie so far, came out under that window, and I'm like, I'm supposed to trust you? And then on top of that, you're going to be like, because you know why he's doing all this, trying to save face? Because Monday they vote for if Paramount should buy Warner Brothers, so he's trying to go, glug, okay, come on, yeah, come on, let's go, come on, guys. Give me, I'm trying to really love you guys. I love you guys so much. I'm going to make sure 45-day window, guys.
Since you mention it.
What? Oh my God.
That sums it up.
That's basically what he's doing.
I love that.
You have to understand now. The two movies that came out were both horror movies. They have a short lifespan in theaters, horror movies. So, Primate and that other Scream, whatever it was.
Scream 7.
After 2 weeks, they're dead in the water. They have to go to digital because to recuperate some of that money.
Yeah, but Scream 7's been was still making money when they did that.
Right now, it's over 200 million worldwide, and now it's even when it came out on digital release on VOD. And yeah, Ellison, I just don't believe anything that comes out of his mouth. I completely agree with most of you guys are saying that he's just telling people what they want to hear. And I still don't really believe that they're going to get Warner Brothers. They're in a bit of a
They vote
shitter right
Monday.
now.
We'll find out Monday, because if they vote yes, then yeah, they're going to get it. If they vote no, then they're going to
it
have
all
to
depends.
re-vote again.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's basically like, if they vote no, then what they'll do is they'll go back to the board and say, hey, let's vote again. And then if they vote no again, then I think they're going to go and try to do like a hostile takeover vote. And so we'll see if that works. But yeah, before we drop to the movies, I just want to say one last thing. I truly like, my issue with this is, okay, and you see all the talents backing him, like Tom Cruise, Jerry Bruckheimer, and like a lot John Jim Chu and all these other celebrities. Like, all right, oh, he's going to do a good job. Which, I mean, to be fair, a lot of people that worked with him under his banner have said he's a great person to deal with. But the thing is, though, we see he played a dirty game to get Warner Brothers. So that's my issue with him, is that you threaten these people, you harass them, you went over their heads to the shareholders, and then you got like a bunch of your allies in the MAGA movement to buy a bunch of stock to basically force them to revote. So yeah, that's where it pisses me off, where it's like, the fact that you went and played that dirty of a hand, how can I trust somebody that's willing to stab you in the back to achieve their goal? That's what I have an issue with.
Yeah, that sums it up. But anyway, what did you think about this whole news about David Ellison sticking to the 45-day theatrical window? Do you believe that he's full of shit and you agree with us, or do you simply believe what he's saying? Even I don't know why, but jump down in the comment section below and leave me your thoughts. Next up, we're going to get into another Paramount movie that they just recently announced on the panel. Top Gun 3 has been officially in the works, with Tom Cruise returning for the role. Tom Cruise is returning for Top Gun 3. Paramount announced during its CinemaCon presentation in Las Vegas, and as its producer, Jerry Bruckheimer, which you may have known he worked on a lot as a studio for the original Top Gun and then Top Gun Maverick. The sequel director, Joseph Kosinski's 2022's blockbuster Top Gun Maverick was first revealed to be in the works back in 2024, and scribe Aaron Kruger, who co-wrote Maverick with Eric Warren Singer and Christopher McQuarrie. Top Gun Maverick became a blockbuster hit when many theaters were still shuttered during the COVID-19 pandemic. It grossed $1.5 billion at the box office from a $170 million budget, giving movie theaters the jolt they needed when times were tough. Cruise returned for Maverick 36 years after he debuted his Hot Shot pilot in the 1986 original. His Lieutenant Pete Maverick Mitchell went back to the famous flight school to teach new batch of pilots of how to successfully run a dangerous mission. He also crossed paths with Bradley Rooster Bradshaw, played by Miles Teller, the son of his best friend Pete Goose Bradshaw, who died in the first movie. Together, they're able to complete the mission with their fellow trainees and return home in one piece. So, my thoughts on the Top Gun, it's not that big of a surprise because I already knew that they were going to do a third one at some point. It was only a matter of when. And in this movie, Top Gun Maverick became one of the highest grossing movies in the post-pandemic. And this movie was originally supposed to come out in 2019, and then it got so many delays. Then COVID hit, and then this was before the Ellison brothers took over at Paramount. And Tom Cruise did his best to fight for the movie theatrical experience, and he did, and he fucking fought it. He stuck to his guns, and it made a shit ton of money, and it really what saved cinema's ass. And this is one of the first action films that got nominated for Best Picture, and Spielberg came across paths with Tom Cruise, shaking hands like, dude, you saved cinema's ass. And he was speaking facts. And we already knew that at some point the sequel was going to get made. And this was not a big shock that the third one's going to get in the works. But anyway, passing on to you guys. Brian, what do you think about this news?
I love it. It sounds like a great idea on paper. But again, it's going to be like, it's in development. Will it actually get made? That's going to be a thing that remains to be seen. Like, I love Top Gun Maverick with my whole heart. Saw it twice in theaters. It was fantastic. Like, Cruise is great, Miles Teller's great. That whole movie was just a great piece of business. What are they going to do with the Top Gun 3, though? That's the thing. Because it's like, are they going to get, like, Viper's grandson or something? Or, like, one of, like, I forget the name of the pilot who, like, had a panic attack in the first one. It's not coming to me now, but like the son of that pilot, like trying to redeem himself, I need to see a script. And until then, I remain optimistic, but cautiously optimistic.
But if they were going to bring back Joseph Kosinski to direct it, I would be all in 100%, even when Tom Cruise is heavily involved. But anyway, pass it on to you, TJ. What do you think about this news?
Again, it's a no-brainer. I'm only concerned because after Top Gun Maverick, Tom Cruise's last 2 Mission Impossible movies didn't do all that well. So his stock kind of went down, and he's doing nothing but sequels now, and that concerns me. But I will say this as a caveat. If that movie Digger does well, and he gets some Oscar buzz, and then go into Top Gun Maverick 3, then we'll have a hit on our hands. Because I think this movie he's doing opposite of Top Gun is something of an Oscar contender. I think he's going to surprise everybody playing, I think, a 75-year-old man in makeup. So if that does well, it bodes well for a future project like Top Gun 3. But right off the bat, again, I need to see a script and what's the story going to be this time.
Yeah, he's a total madman. He will do anything for he won't care how old he is. But what were you saying, Ryan?
I was just gonna add, have you guys read the plot to Digger? It sounds like just insane.
Well,
It sounds like Armageddon. It sounds like Armageddon.
One thing. I'll stop you right there. We'll cover that Digger later. We'll get into that. But I'm going to pass it on to you, Jake. What do you think about this?
I love Top Gun Maverick. That is my favorite movie of 2022. Me and my dad ended up, by the way, going to theaters and seeing it like 12 times in theaters. Okay. And my dad's a truck driver, so he would go and find a theater to go watch it in. And so he's still like, basically anytime he comes home and he says if he's bored, he's like, I want to watch Top Gun Maverick because he loves that movie so much. I love Top Gun Maverick. I've seen it because of my father. I've seen it over 1,000 times. And I don't get bored of it because it's so good. I will say, that movie, by the way, it's lucky it turned out well because that movie had to go through several reshoots, by the way. And I have a strong feeling that Christopher McQuarrie is going to write it and probably direct it because he was the one that directed all the reshoots and rewrites for that movie. So basically, Joseph Kosinski did not do the reshoots. Christopher McQuarrie did. In fact, Joseph Kosinski probably won't direct it because he kind of got screwed over a little bit on Top Gun Maverick. But I think F1 showed that he can, because I know a lot of people were like, oh, Joseph Kosinski, that's not really his. It's Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie. F1 was his movie, and I feel like this will be like. I feel like if this will happen, I don't think he's going to return. He's like, why would I return? I mean, I'd be shocked if he returned. I think Christopher McQuarrie probably end up being the director, or they'll find a new guy to direct it. But I honestly am excited because I know Glenn Powell needs a hit. Okay, I don't think this new J.J. Abrams movies that he's got coming up is going to be a hit. Running Man wasn't a hit. And I know everyone liked him in Top Gun Maverick. And I think, honestly, he needs another hit. Miles Teller needs another hit. Tom Cruise needs a hit. I think this would be a perfect hit for them.
Well, I will say, not to cut you off, Jake, but Miles Teller has another big movie coming out with the Michael Jackson biopic movie, which is generating a lot of box office numbers for pre-ticket sales. So that's going to be, he's in the movie, but don't expect him much in it. But with Glenn, I agree with you that Glenn Powell definitely needs a win for this because ever since Top Gun Maverick, he became a big star. But most of his leading movies have not done well. With one a little bit of exception with Twisters, it did fine at the box office. It didn't blow up as much as they were expecting.
Well.
Oh yeah, you're right. It did. You're absolutely correct on that. I forgot that about him.
He passed on the lead role in Jurassic World Rebirth because he felt like, I'm better. And he chose Running Man instead. And I'm thinking, I bet you he regrets that because would have done so well. I'm like, but at the same time, he got to work with Edgar Wright, and I know he really wanted to work with Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
So. But I think this is a good idea.
To quote Gordon Ramsay, he traded one shit mess for another shit mess. So who knows?
At least one shit. At least the other shit. At least the one shit mess made money, and the other shit mess did not. Unfortunately, for the Running Man.
I suppose you're right.
I mean, as long as they work. I mean, the only thing is, it took them. You know how long it took them? They were going to make a sequel in the '90s. And remember the movie Stealth? How that was going to be the plot of Top Gun Maverick, and then they just but Tom Cruise said no to it, and then they rewrote it and reshuffled it, and it became the movie Stealth. Can you imagine if we finally get the AI planes or whatever? I just hope to God we don't get that. I like how it's, I think it's going to be a hot minute, but I do think we're going to get within the next 10 years a sequel to Top Gun Maverick. But that's just my thoughts.
Wait, you believe that it's going to get 10 years. I don't think it's going to get 10 years because Tom Cruise is not going to get any younger.
I'm saying within the course of 10 years, we will have a sequel.
Maybe. But anyway, what do you guys think about this news about Top Gun 3 in the works? Were you surprised by it or were you not? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, next up for another movie that they covered at the Paramount panel, let me get into it. It's the Call of Duty that got announced for the live action Call of Duty movie. And they have a writer and director for this movie.
The director of Battleship, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, they got Peter Berg. They got...
Okay,
they're in the studio.
Start this. Peter Berg is an actually talented director. Okay, not every director's ever bat 1,000.
Yeah.
During the studio's Thursday presentation at CinemaCon, the studio revealed the long-awaited film adaptation of the Juggernaut video game hit. It will hit in theaters June 30th, 2028, and it will be directed by Peter Berg and then it will be written by Taylor Sheridan, which you may have known him that he did the screenplay for Hell or High Water. I don't know. Did he directed Wind River? Correct me if I'm wrong on that one.
I know he wrote it.
Yes, he did. He also created a little TV show called Yellowstone.
He created a lot of these great hit shows from Paramount, from Peacock, and other great shows on there. Taylor and I are deeply connected to the special ops community, Peter Berg said in a video game message to the annual convention of the movie theater owners. The Deepwater Horizon director said he and super creator Sheridan are prioritizing authenticity among the group of elite soldiers on a human level, but also bring amazing scale. A sizzle reel boasted Call of Duty is one of the biggest gaming franchises of all time. Yeah, because they milk that shit in every goddamn year.
Every year a game comes out. Every fucking year.
Counting any 1 billion players in a lifetime revenue of $35 billion that made a generation believe there is a soldier in all of us. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Plot details in the cast for the plot details in the cast for the Call of Duty film haven't been revealed, but the game is a first-person shooter military series. Paramount has had success adapting games into movies, turning Sonic the Hedgehog into a major film in a streaming franchise. Video games have also inspired notable recent blockbusters as Super Mario Brothers and a Minecraft movie. Call of Duty is backed by Microsoft owner video game publisher Activision, and it encompasses more than 30 mainline games released since the original Call of Duty debuted in 2003. When the deal to make a movie was announced in September, sources said that while the pact is focused on making one Call of Duty movie, the deal includes the potential for Paramount to expand the Call of Duty universe across film and TV. I will say that for me personally, at first, when they announced that they were going to do a Call of Duty movie, I didn't really give a shit about it. Now, until they announced at the panel that Peter Berg was in the helms of directing it. And then you got Taylor Sheridan, the guy who gave us Hell or High Water, Wind River. And then he gave us a lot of the great shows like Mayor of Kingstown. What else? What was just a lone show? Tulsa King in Yellowstone. He made a lot of, he was a part of the producers of a Juggernaut TV series. And here's the thing, say what you want about Peter Berg from that stupid fucking Battleship movie. At least he came back with a comeback movie with Lone Survivor, which was one of the most underrated military biopic movie, which I loved. If you have not seen Lone Survivor, it's amazing. Then he made Deepwater Horizon, which I really liked. I didn't love it. It's kind of most forgettable movie. But then he did Patriots Day with Mark Wahlberg, and I thought that movie was really good and very dark and really intense. So with him at the helm of directing another like a war movie, that he kind of did something like that in Lone Survivor, except that it felt a little bit more of the Medal of Honor style when you watch Lone Survivor. But with him directing Call of Duty, sign me up. And I'm someone who had played a lot of the Call of Duty games. I love the earlier Call of Duty games like Black Ops, Modern Warfare. They were one of the best games at that time. But then later they kept milking it with a lot of these crazy DLC packs, season pass, and characters that were so ridiculous. And then they did it fucking Battle Royale Fortnite style. And now it just became more of the same every game every year. But anyway, enough of me yapping along. I want to give thoughts on Ryan. What did you think about this news of the director and writer for the Call of Duty game?
Yeah, sign me up for it. I've actually played a couple Call of Duty games myself. I really liked, minus the presence of Kevin Spacey, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I thought that one was a lot of fun. Call of Duty Black Ops, the first one was really fun. So yeah, and with this director and this screenwriter, yeah, I'm on board for it. Like face value, I'm there day one because Peter Berg, he also directed The Rundown with The Rock and Sean William Scott. That movie is a total blast.
Yeah,
20
you're
years
right.
later,
He did.
and regardless, like as I sit here now, I'm so looking forward to this. I could have sworn they were going to make a Call of Duty movie for like a decade at this point. They just never have. I'm surprised there hasn't been one made yet, but here we are.
Anyway, TJ, what did you think about this news?
My son and his buddies are really into the game. I don't know the game that well, but I know of it because it's so popular. Peter Berg is a very talented director. I like that. Great screenwriter. So the combination behind the camera is perfect. Now I heard, I don't know if it's fake news, is Walt Marlboro going to be in this movie as the star, the
No.
lead actor?
No, they haven't
You ever
announced
heard
the
that?
cast. Well, no, they haven't announced the cast yet. They only announced that they're in development and they got a now director and a writer. They haven't said who's
I
in
heard
it.
that yesterday, so I don't know if it was fake news.
Because he's in every Peter Berg movie, so that's probably why.
Yeah,
he's
that's what I'm
featured.
saying.
Saying it's Mark Wahlberg. Watch.
So, should it be rated R or should it be PG, a hard PG-13?
It's probably
That's
going to be
probably
R
the
because all the
question.
games were mature,
Rated R for sure?
Yeah.
most likely.
If it's rated R, then sign me up. If it's PG-13, I'm a pass.
But anyway, Jake, what did you
One-
think about this news?
I will say this. I'm a huge Call of Duty fan. I own every single game, with the exception of the last couple of games, because after Modern Warfare, or what was it called, Cold War, I tapped out because you can't even put the game anymore, the disc. You have to download as a DLC the campaign, and I'm like, oh, I'm out of that. You know,
I think you're talking about Black Ops Cold War.
Yeah, Black Ops Cold War. That is where I tapped out. After Black Ops Cold War, I'm like, I'm not gonna get Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare 4 and all that stuff. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. But I did like the 2020 Modern Warfare game they did. I thought that was really, but I know people got mad about it because they were bitching about like how, because they took like the what's it called, the embassy, the Benghazi raid, and they also put the Bin Laden raid and the London attack in the game. They put those attacks and inspired them in that game, and I think a lot of people were upset about that because they're taking real world events and using it for a game. And I get that, but at the same time, you kind of feels like I want to feel like I'm really there, and I think it works in an effective way, and I think that's one thing. I'm a heel. I know I was being teasing about Battleship. I'm a big fan of Peter Berg. I do think The Lone Survivor is one of the greatest movies out there that Mark Wahlberg has done. Look, I even have a soft spot for Battleship. Even yes, I know. Yeah, it's not a great movie, but I have it. I mean, it has its moments. There's some fun moments, and I will say, Call of Duty. I don't see it's going to be like a war movie. If it's just a war movie, then I'm out. But I have a feeling. I don't want it to be like they suck like Jumanji, where they're sucked into a war game and then there's zombies. Like, holy shit, zombies, run! Like, I don't want it to be like that.
I highly doubt they'll do that.
I'm just kind of curious. How are you going to do a Call of Duty movie that's not just a generic war movie and it's not where you're sucked into a video game? That's why.
Well, no, they'll just make a war movie. I mean, it's
I don't
something.
know, but nobody
I mean,
wants a war movie. There's a
take
thousand war movies.
yeah, but they'll take a lot of influences from the games, but most of the time it's just going to have
How you
original.
gonna work
characters.
zombies into it? Oh my
I mean,
god, there's zombies.
I mean, there's first of all, when they're not going to go
One
for
thing-
zombies. I feel like you're overreacting, Jake.
One thing that one thing I just remembered, we technically did kind of get a Call of Duty movie last year called Warfare. You know, the A24 movie?
Oh yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, you're all right.
I do trust the Taylor Sheridan, because I mean he has not stirred us wrong with any of his shows or movies, and like even though I feel bad for him because in 2021 he had that movie, Angelina Jolie, Those Who Wish Me Dead, which I thought that movie was pretty good. I felt bad that movie's got dumped on streaming because and I mean really sucks. But I mean I think he's a great director. Peter Berg's a great director. I have faith in it, and I'm hoping for the best. Okay. One thing that scares me though, Matt, it has the release date of the Michael Bay Transformers movies. Like, remember how all the Transformers always come out at the end of June? And I'm like, why is it coming out? That's what scares me, because it's like They must think this is going to be like another Transformers type of movie, because that's what scares me. Because I'm like, why would they put it at the end of the summer?
Who knows?
That scares me, because I'm like, they must think this is something like a Transformers type of movie. Why would Paramount put that release date? Because what kind of war movie goes out in the summer?
All right, what did you think about this whole Call of Duty news of the director and the writer? What did you think? Did it increase your excitement level? Did it not? Leave us your thoughts in the comment section below. Now on to the next the movie for the Paramount panel of the Jackass, the new Jackass 5 movie got a new title, and it's called what was it? What the name of the
Jackass
title?
Best and Last.
Best and Last, yeah, Best and Last. All right, the new Jackass is Best and Last. That's a new title that they covered at the CinemaCon. The Jackass crew is taking one last painful blow with their new movie this summer titled Jackass Best and Last. Paramount showed off the first trailer of the cringe-inducing stunt series, fifth and final entry at CinemaCon, the annual convention for the movie theater owners held in Las Vegas. It will hit in theaters on June 26th. Co-creator Johnny Knoxville, who's been beaten up, chased by bulls, and sent to the hospital several times throughout the series, made the surprise announcement earlier this year that Jackass 5 was on the way. And it comes after Jackass Forever. The fourth main entry came in 2022 and introduced a new generation of the stunt performers to carry the torch as Knoxville and the original cast members have gotten older. The trailer had plenty of groans, gasps, and even a few tears at Knoxville, and the crew put their bodies on the line and to say goodbye. There was lots of nostalgic archival footage shown of this amateur stuntmen, including the late Ryan Dunn and an ex-cast member, Bam Margera. Sorry if I'm butchering his last name. Some of the new stunts include Steve-O getting a painful prostate exam from a robot named Larry Sean Poopies. What the fuck? Putting a shock collar on his penis and escape from room from hell that punishes everyone's bodies. What the fuck? This description just amuses me. My name is Johnny Knoxville, and I'm going to try to not get emotional. The star said on the CinemaCon stage, "This is the last Jackass film the world will ever see. Jackass means a lot of us, the hell of a lot for me. We knew we were making the last one. We went extra hard to make sure this was also our best Jackass film ever."
Good.
For this news, I'm not that surprised that they wanted to do a very last one, because really, how far can you really go with the stunt work, especially with the OG cast members that are now getting older and they're at a point where they can't do it anymore, they're putting their life on the line. Especially when they added the new cast members, the new generation of Jackass. But really, can these new cast members really carry it on their own? I know, but the only one that can really hold is the OG cast, especially Johnny Knoxville. He's always been the face of that whole Jackass franchise. I remember watching it on a television show on MTV, saw in a few episodes doing some amateur stunts, and I've seen pretty much all the movies. And my favorite one was Jackass number 2. That was like the peak of the Jackass. And I remember going to the theater seeing Jackass Forever. It was like back in like 2022 when it came out, and it was like the beginning of when theaters were starting to really emerge back into its fold. And I remember the audience going nuts, doing their stunt work, a lot of dicks and a lot of fucking bulb crushes. I nearly threw up watching that movie. It was so fucking hilarious, but disgusting at the same time. And I'm excited to see what they're going to bring to us for this Jackass, for this Best and Last movie. And it looks like they're going to go balls to the wall, even bigger than any other Jackass film from what they describe. But anyway, I want to pass it on to Ryan. What do you think about this?
Jackass Forever had no business being that funny. Like, I was like wheezing. I was laughing at it that hard. Haven't seen the other ones. I know. Watch party coming to the gym. But it makes me want to watch them and prepare for this. My one wish list item, number one, they have to do something with pro wrestler Darby Allin, and number two, they need to get Bam Margera, at least for like a cameo, something to kind of like, if this is the last one, they need to get him. And that's all I'll say about that.
TJ, what did you think?
It's a no-brainer. Jackass is a unique movie because kind of remind me of Ghostbusters. The OG cast cannot be defeated, and kind of like the old Star Trek, you know. after Ghostbusters 1 and 2, the other three movies could not live up to the hype of the original cast. So that last Jackass movie was good, but the original people is who we go to see. So one last one last ride, I'm down. Because the new cast, I don't think they can fully take the helm and take over. You got to bring the OGs back and, bust dicks, balls, penises. I'm down. I love it.
Jake, what about you?
Well, first off, I'm surprised. I'm a huge Jackass fan, and they've been like Johnny Knoxville literally lost his eye fell out of his socket, and literally in real life he said because of all the stunt with the bull, and he said I'm surprised he had so much brain damage. He's had concussions. I'm surprised like John Knoxville is normal and sane. I'm surprised they don't roll him out in a wheelchair and he goes, "Hey guys, my name's Johnny Knoxville. I hope you like this movie we did for you." And you're like, "Oh shit!" Like I said, he has so much brain damage, but luckily he's like he's sharp as a tack and everything and all that, and I'm so happy for Johnny Knoxville that this is like the final chapter. And I know in part 4 a lot of the main cast, the original cast, did not participate in a lot of the stuff. They usually got the new cast, and I feel like that's what they're going to do for this movie as well. Like they did say that this will be old footage that's never been seen before, like a lot of the stunts with the old cast, since I guess the old cast doesn't want to do new stunts. Like they said, the most of the Bam is not in this movie, and Ryan Dunn's no longer with us. So like they'll be using footage that they never aired before that will be in this movie. And also they said that some cat like Steve-O will obviously do a stunt. Like we'll do a couple stunts, and I guess like Weedman might do a stunt or something. But most like Knoxville, I don't think is going to do any stunts. I think it's mostly going to be like the new cast, like Poopies and the other in King Snake or whatever his name is, King Cobra, whatever his name is. But yeah, I'm excited to see this. I just want to watch people get hurt for like an hour. That's just funny to me. I think that's really funny. I mean, last year was so funny, and everything. And I think honestly, it's going to be interesting to see this, the final one. I hope it's just not a best of. I hope it's actually the final chapter. So
Nice.
All right, what did you think about this? The title of the Jackass, Best and Last. Are you excited for this movie? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now on to another movie that they cover at the CinemaCon and panel. Let me get to it. It's the Ty West directing A Christmas Carol, and then Johnny Depp is going to be one of the stars of the movie. And they showed, and I believe that they showed the footage for this one. The footage from the Christmas Carol starts with Johnny Depp as the Scrooge walking through the town. He says, "Bah humbug," promoting the Christmas humbug line from his nephew Fred. And Ian McKellen arrives as the ghost of Jacob Marley. He is very pale and Benzer, and is approached by Andre as the ghost of Christmas Past, who is white, bald, wearing a apparent wedding dress. The ghost of Christmas Future is tall and haunting. Tremel Tillsman, I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name, Ghost of Christmas Present, is deathly ill with an exposed rib cage. Creatures jump from his chest. The footage has some of the humor seen in Depp's other characters, but the actual spirit are dark and frightening. Much of the dialogue is ripped from the Charles Dickens book. So, my thoughts on this, I had no idea that they were going to do a Christmas Carol adaptation that was directed by Ty West. I believe that this is the same guy who directed the whole X trilogy, the X, Pearl, and Maxine. And this is probably one of Johnny Depp's first movie to ever come out the gate to be in the theatrical run. I had no, yeah, he did add another one, but I just don't remember what it was.
Day Drinker, but it hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, you got Ian McKellen being one of the characters in the movie, and you got the actor Tremel Tellman from Severance. He's also going to be in Spider-Man Brand New Day. So it gives me a little bit more faith because I think Ty West is a very good filmmaker. I think, to me, Pearl is my favorite of the three of the slasher movies that he made. And seeing his take on the Christmas Carol is going to be really dark and very interesting on his take. But anyway, I want to pass it on to Ryan Cam. What do you think about this news?
I'm a huge Christmas Carol nerd, so I love this news. Like, I love it so. Like, I loved the X trilogy. John had to take her leave, but I would imagine that he would do well with this. So, if they keep it in like the 1800s, which is where the original story took place, then I think this could be quite good. Like, to me, there are not a ton of bad Christmas Carol adaptations out there. Like, they can throw anything at it, like the Muppets, like they can get Guy Ritchie to direct it. It doesn't matter. I will always be there for a Christmas Carol. So yeah, big thumbs up for me.
What about you, TJ?
It's always great when a guy who does horror takes on something different because they see things different than your average director. And Christmas Carol can be a haunting tale. It can be a little scary, but they kept it light. I think if they go a little dark, and man, and Johnny Depp, I love this dude. I miss him. If he's in a movie, sign me up. He's one of the last superstars who was kind of gothic that I went to all of his movies. I kind of imagine if Tim Burton was directing this, this is what we're going to get. Ty West is a great dude behind the camera. I can't wait to see his take on this. I think it's going to be quite magical and a little freaky at the same time.
All right. What about you, Jake?
Well, first off, I'm a massive Johnny Depp fan. Like Johnny Depp, growing up, I have literally like 4 Jack Sparrow posters from each Pirates of the Caribbean movie. And I had a Sweeney Todd poster that literally, I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to get a poster of Johnny Depp on the cover of Rolling Stones on my wall, but mom's like, no, people are going to think you're gay or something. So I had to literally, I was like, she's like, you can get Sweeney Todd, but not Johnny Depp poster. So I got a Sweeney Todd poster and had it for years on my wall. And so I remember watching Sweeney Todd 1,000 times, and I love that movie. And so then, of course, watching, you know, I really sucked seeing Johnny Depp because I'm like, oh, man, I used to look up to the guy. And then, of course, the whole Amber Heard trial thing, which kind of vindicated him. So I'm really happy about that. And I do think he should work. Just like, here's the thing, I have a hot take. I think she should be able to work too. I think both of them. I mean, to me, it's like it isn't like he was like, had like 7 or 8 women accuse him of something. It was just like, hey, he had one woman who accused him. And you know what? And I think, honestly, he should be able to work. I mean, like, there's people out there, there's other celebrities that have way worse allegations against them that are way worse that are still working. So I think, honestly, he should be able to work. And I mean, honestly, yeah, I understand he's kind of like he has a drinking issue and a drug issue. But I mean, you could tell him, hey, look, you know, we'll hold your paycheck until if you make sure you're able to do this movie and not have any mistakes. And I think he's going to do great as Scrooge. I've never seen a movie where like, oh, I mean, there's been some bad movies he's made, but I don't think it's ever been his performance. I mean, mostly. And I think this is really exciting. I know Ian McKellen has said, like, in an interview that his favorite co-star to ever work with was Johnny Depp on this movie, because Ian McKellen plays Jacob Marley in this movie. You know, and so, which I'm very excited to see this movie because, and this movie comes out, we and Matt were talking about, this movie comes out the same day as Fokker-in-Law, and I think this movie's going to wipe out Fokker-in-Law because everybody wants to see Johnny Depp again.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of people going, I can't wait to see Ben Stiller and Ariana Grande. People are like, I want to see Johnny Depp.
Well, to be fair, they haven't even put out the trailer yet. They only show the footage at CinemaCon, and most people are not aware that this movie's coming out.
You see a standing ovation.
Even his last film, Maxine, did not do well. It was the third film of his last film did not do as well as they were hoping for.
Did you see that Johnny Depp got a standing ovation at
CinemaCon? Collins, let's be respectful to all 5 of the Fokker film fans out there.
Oh, fuck you! I'm one of the 5. I'm gonna see this movie, but I'm not going to theaters.
Okay, make it 6.
I'm gonna wait till it hits Peacock to watch it because I'm like Johnny Depp or Ariana Grande. I was like, yeah, close. Johnny Depp. Yeah, it's Johnny Depp. Okay, he's the last movie star. Okay, we want to see him in movies. Okay, Johnny Depp is the king. I want to see him back. As a lot of people were speculating, oh, Disney's panels in a couple hours. Is he going to walk out on stage and be like, I'm back as Jack Sparrow? I'm like, I would say there's more likely a chance of him returning to Pirates than there is of Shia returning to Transform back. And actually, I would not say that. I would say there's a higher chance of him returning to Pirates than them doing a Pirates without him, because I just don't think they're going to do a Pirates without him because they know Jack Sparrow is.
You serious?
Ouchie! Ouchie!
But anyway, what did you think about this? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, this is probably definitely going to be the last one for the Paramount. I mean, and there's a couple more that we can cover, but we don't want to go on for a little bit too long.
Yeah, that's the last Paramount.
Yeah, the last part. I want to get into the Street Fighter trailer that dropped yesterday, and I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on it. So, what did you guys think of? Have you seen the trailer? What did you think? I'm going to pass it on to Ryan.
So this is the trailer for. I'm sorry, I brain farted. What was this
Street
again?
Fighter. You know that Street Fighter movie, the one you gave me shit about for not watching the trailer?
Oh yeah. Okay. You know what? I think this looks fun. I prefer to see Mortal Kombat 2 over this. But like, Collins, you were talking mad crap about how bad this was.
I saw the teaser before this. I saw the teaser. And this trailer did not move any mountains either.
I have a real attachment to Street Fighter. I thought this looked perfectly serviceable. When I go see this, I'm going to see this for Cody Rhodes and Hiroki Goto, who play Guile and E Honda respectively. That's the only reason. But this just looks okay to me.
TJ, what did you think of it? Have you seen that trailer? What did you think?
Yeah, the trailer is very accurate, far as matching how the game looks. It's dead on, and sometimes to its detriment. In real life, it looks terrible, but I think that's the whole point. They're not taking themselves serious. They want to take you back to the arcade style of games back in the day when I was a kid. And, it's worth a matinee. I wouldn't pay full price for this. Matinee, popcorn, hoping somebody pays for you. Have a good time. Because anybody getting their ass kicked in slow motion, I'm all for it. I like it.
I did give my trailer reaction yesterday on my channel. If you want to watch it, you can go and check out my channel. And my thoughts, and I wasn't too crazy about it. And I will agree when they put out that teaser announcement at the Video Game Awards, we can all agree it looked like a pile of dog shit. It looked really terrible. It looked like the cast members were coming off the cosplay, and the footage itself was so choppy that it looked like it was an SNL skit for a moment. Now, I will say, watching this trailer, a proper trailer, it gives us a little bit more what it's about, and it looks like they wanted to be more faithful to the games, is what TJ has brought up. And the only best part about that trailer was Ryu. Ryu was the scene stealer. This is the actor who was coming off of that Cinemax series called War.
I have a few questions, starting with what the fuck?
Ouchie! This is what you keep interrupting. But Ryu was the scene stealer. Ken Masters, that's played by Noah. I thought his character was kind of very douchey and unlikable, and this feels to me that they're coming off a bit of a generic sports comeback story where a champion came on top, got cocky, gets beaten down, and now he has to redeem himself in the redemption story. That's what it felt like. But I'm not going to go out on the limb and going crazy about the Street Fighter movie. I'll give it a shot because I love the actor who's playing Ryu. I think he was the only one who was the best part about this trailer. And I haven't seen Mortal Kombat 2, but comparing to those two movies, Mortal Kombat 2 looks like the Citizen Kane comparing those two. But who knows? We'll know until we see the movie. But I want to pass it on to Jake. What did you think of this trailer? Have you seen it?
I did. After y'all harassed me about seeing it, I sat down, I watched it. And I was saving my thoughts.
You were making an assumption on its quality, and I told you
when
you
the
make
teaser, so I said this. I'm not.
You
looking
become an
forward to
ass, and an ump will shun you, dude.
Okay, it'd be different if I hadn't seen any trailers and was like, okay, I think it's going to be shit. But I saw the teaser at the Game Awards, and I'm like, this looks like shit. So when I went and watched this trailer, I'm like, I hope it. And the first red flag I saw was, okay, they're playing that song, the same one that Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City played. And I'm like, oh, that's the first red flag, because it's like, yeah, that worked out well for Welcome to Raccoon City. But this is what I have an issue with. It looks like they should just put a YouTube original, because that's what it looks like to me. This looks like it's like fans that made this on YouTube. It looks like something like Logan Paul would make. This doesn't move any mountains. I'm like, this looks like shit. Okay, this honestly, like I could make it better. This makes the Legend of Chun-Li look good.
You're comparing this to The Culling? Okay, you're taking it a bit far.
Look, okay, like this movie looks awful. Okay, I'm like, this movie, I would not pay to like when TJ said I paid a matinee, I would be like, I would not pay $1 for this movie to watch this movie. If it was free, I might skip it even. I'm like, free is too much.
did this movie like run over your dog or something? The movie
Yeah,
looks
man.
fine.
You
Like
take
what?
it- you
Where
take it
is
as
this
kinda personal,
vitriol
buddy.
coming from?
This looks like shit. And it's like everybody on the line's like, oh, this looks fun. I'm like, how does this look fun? Okay. If I tip my dick in and slam it in the door a couple of times, would that be fun? Like, oh, it looked fun to me.
Okay, you mean from a technical point it looks bad? I mean, the action looks fun, the fighting looks
The
good.
action looks fun, but like from like the acting and stuff is like, and then
Oh,
like,
yeah. Come on, you got 50 Cent in the movie. Come on now.
then you have
What
Dave.
do you expect?
Dave the Small Chin is Bison, and I'm like, oh god. I was like, which I love Dave. I just want to say I love Dave the Small Chin, but like him playing Bison in this movie, I knew that was like that's an odd choice. He would be
Yeah.
someone else.
Would
Like
you-
should be someone, not Bison.
Would you prefer like the late Raul Julia sleepwalking through, where
Yeah.
the only thing that
Raul
anyone
Julia
remembers is that
actually
Van
tried
Damme
as
was in it,
Bison,
and then
okay?
the
Neil
and then,
McDonough is a better Bison.
like the only thing that anyone remembers from that other Street Fighter movie is that Van Damme was in it, and then the of course clip. That's literally it.
Yeah, that's it.
So
I just think,
So, like,
and then on top of Andrew, so what's his name? Andrew, the comedian, Andrew Santino, is like, oh, we're gonna wipe Mortal Kombat, and I'm like, bitch, please, like Mortal Kombat's gonna
Well-
wipe their floor with you, like that. Like Mortal Kombat actually looks like a real movie.
the only thing impressive about that comedian is his mustache. That's about it.
Damn.
I mean,
Ouch.
but yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I just,
All right, buddy. I'm gonna give you a hug next time I see you. Damn, you all right?
all right, you give me a hug because I'm like, fuck this movie. What the fuck's everybody wrong with this movie? Yes, everybody on Crack, just like me and Matt were fighting over Crank the other day. I'm like, Crank is fucking awful. Like I said, the Crank 2 is even worse. They're like, yeah, but it's supposed to be fun and bad. I'm like, is it really supposed to be that awful? Like, are we that dumb as a society now that we can't judge if a bad movie is bad? We should not give it a pass for being bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get a nice
Anyway,
warm cup of milk.
what did you think of this this trailer? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below.